Hello everybody, welcome to a new week. So for those who don't know me, I'm Emma and I'm the artist behind Unsteady Art. I've created this channel well over a year ago and my business is going up and up and up. The last few weeks was actually stuff that technically I'd previously done as well as just caught up, because for the people that I'm doing the commissions for, some of their release date doesn't match mine. So just on the off chance, I segregate mine, so at least then it's brought out after that point. So now that that is all done, there's just a few more bits to come, but I'm waiting for those to come in. So this week is actually going to be something of mine. So this is another project. So I got contacted by my husband, one of his friends that he has at work. Unfortunately, one of the people that he plays football with, his son passed away. They had a collection from all the lads for this father that were grieving, and he wanted the initials actually subscribed on the tongue of these football boots in respect, and I helped them do that, and yeah, here's what that is. Let's go. So bits that I forgot to mention. So I will be showing you now what I did for a friend. This is the same one that I did the Cthulhu bag. So he's really impressed me. He has lost a bit of weight, so he's had to get a new wardrobe. His wife has decided to sort of limit the t-shirts that he gets. He likes things with minions and turtles and anything that's daft and silly. So she wanted him to be a little bit more respectful. So when I was ordering some of the t-shirts, I decided to get a few more for him. Now, then I wanted to design something like I'm going to show you after this, something that was a little more subtle than the Cthulhu bag, but something that kind of resembled more of an emblem, something that's not quite standoffish. I know full well after fact, because his birthday was during last week's video when my husband was on holiday with him. So he does absolutely love it, and here's what I did for him. So this week's is probably going to have to be broken up into two parts. And it's just because this that I'm going to be doing right now is actually for someone's birthday that it might get before, might get after, so it does depend. So anyway, a lovely design. It's going to be done on to these t-shirts. So we've got, I've forgotten what they're called. So the AWDIS, don't know if I pronounce that. It's what I usually use as my hoods, which usually just classes just hoods. They brought out a new t-shirt range and I love the quality of the jumpers, so I actually thought I'll get some of the t-shirts just to see the quality. Now, I have tried one of the t-shirts for myself and I absolutely loved it. Chris also got a load. What he didn't realise is I doubled up on a few just so I could do this design. So he's completely and utterly addicted to, how can I put this? Kids t-shirts. Lots with Minions, lots with Batman and things like that. And his wife's now asked him to make his appearance look a little bit more grown up, seeing as he's lovely lost quite a lot of weight. And this is what I'm trying to do for him. It's not going to make any sense until I can talk about it properly. So the idea is the Cthulhu design that I've got for my dark characters is actually one that's based from my husband. Him and Chris are very, very like each other. So what I've done to go with this adult theme is I've been doing some designs that's a little bit more monogram, a little bit more subtle, but puts a statement out. So I'm actually going to do the colour a little bit closer to the t-shirts, so it's there but not quite pronounced. Couldn't do the top one. I really did like the idea of the banner, but for the size that I'm going, the text just doesn't pop at all. So it's just, I can't use it. So I've took the banner out, completed the tentacles going round, and then added a few. So when it comes to Cthulhu, he is a fictional character from an author, Lovecraft. My husband's got the proper nice books, which you'll probably see as my magnetic bookmarks finally go on sale onto the website. So anyway, we need to hoop these up and we need to get them on. I don't know if this, like I said, is going to be part 1 or part 2. It's going to make a lot more sense later on when I know which section it's going to be. So yeah, let's get on with it. My little sheet of paper out. I did get this from online at one point. Unfortunately, I can't remember now who I got it from. But it is quite a good way of sort of getting the sizes. So EZEE XL. I'm using a 15 centimetre hoop. Male 27. So I'm just moving the door to 27. There we go. So I'm doing the dark green first. I just need that one there. So I need my first lot of hoops. There. Let's get that gets put in. Cut my stabilisers lengthways this time around because it's just easy just to fold. So lift up the grips for the stabiliser in place. That just means it doesn't move. Putting the t-shirt over. All I'm doing now, lining up the shoulders. Right, so for the Melco, all of the machines will have a set one. So this one is the notch on the right side. Put it onto my mighty hoop frame, and then you just click it down, and then that hoops it across. So let's get it on machine and stitched out. So I'm back. So both of Chris's have turned out absolutely lovely. There was quite a lot of thread breaks, but with all the lines being so fine, I kind of half expected it. And the testers, it did a bit as well. So that one's that. So I still got to clean it up, so I'll probably show you pictures after once I've cleaned it up. But I think they've turned out really well. Now, the last time I did that, I made this cute little teddy bear. Proportions weren't quite right and it didn't turn out how I wanted. Didn't know if I was going to redo it, but after having, how can I put it? There's somebody in my household that loves this to pieces, and that is actually my dog Flash. Loves it. He's asleep at the moment, so at least I can borrow it. But he really did love it. So it kind of brought me to the idea of, well, maybe I can do them not as general keyrings for me per se yet, but certainly try them for dog toys and things like that. So I'm going to try with one of my own pieces once again that I've done already, but one that's just a bit more wider, and the idea is not to get the shape, it's just to make something that looks similar. So what I've decided to do is Flash himself. So this is going to be one applique. I think instead of having the rough edges like I did with here, I think what I might do is do a zigzag stitch and turn them inside out. So on the second part I will need to do them where instead of back to back, fully inside out. But that is going to put a lot of stress onto the stitches, so I might have to do them several times just to make sure that they are stable. I did do a bit of a shopping spree if you can't see already. So I have got some proper teddy fillers. Now, still not the greatest idea for dogs, but they're perfectly fine as long as you watch them. When we have had his teddies kind of fluffing apart, it is usually just normal cotton. So that is for that. So I did bring by a load of different types of material, all that are very, very strong and tough. So I've got this one, which is technically for another project. This is very silky, it's meant for a lining, where I've got something very different in mind for this. This I was thinking for the ears. That I'm purposely putting it directional so it actually represents the hair. Very, very tough material. I've then got, I think they class it as drill. Kind of reminds me of some old canvas material that I used to use. And that is going to be the middle part, which I think, to be honest, the coloration's perfect. I've got a grey, because if I wanted to do more of them, I need more colours. So I have got a grey and white dog. Always got a brown. And the red was just, how can I put it? I've got some other things in mind for something similar. Applique generally on t-shirts, so I was wanting to try something a bit different, because the applique material that I've got at the moment is very, very, very thin. Now it's great for cutting out, it's still great for that, but other than that, I've not really managed to use it much, and I kind of do want to do some kids t-shirts, so that's hopefully the next plan. While I was in Hobbycraft, obviously got all of these, but I also then got these, which these are off the roll. It is the heat and seal. I haven't tried these ones on the patches, so it might be something I try again, because this is a different material. They have got an ultra and they have got a light, because I didn't know if mine was a bit of a medium and I needed something that was a bit more sticky. So that's all my haul. That's my ideas. So I'm going to basically change this digitised file. I'm going to take all the stuff away that I don't need. I'm going to keep all the stitching for the eyes and bits like that, just so it's something different, because I did want the embroidery side of it as well. And it means that I don't need to do then little bits of applique, because when it comes to this, I did manage to get it quite out. So I'm going to have to cut really close to the stitches, which I'm not used to. So let's get on with it. Fingers crossed it works out a bit better. Let's go. So I've got the piece of plastic for later. It has got that on, but I am going to do it on this bit, so it's not going to matter so much. It just needs using. So I'm wanting that side down first. Stabiliser, because as much as that wouldn't need, this one still does, because it has got a bit of boldness to it. Like I says, what I'm going to do is put it as close as I can to the top, so I've got more. upside down. Let's see if we can get a bit of the give back. I think I did a bit of a foolish thing here. Luckily it worked out by the skin of my teeth. So basically, as soon as I let it go, I didn't realise that the weight here was going to drop, and I've literally just got it inside. Now it is fluff that's kind of holding that together, but that is going to be tucked inside out anyway, so not much of an issue. It was just close for comfort. So need to take the applique off. So this is how it's come out. It did move slightly off there the second time, never mind the first, but this time round at least it's going to give me a bit of when I'm stuffing it. It just doesn't meet there, which means that I might just have to sort of do a bit of an infill. So let's tear this off. So it will be worse because it's zigzag stitch, not the satin. But zigzag stitch does tend to obviously I've got no stitching whatsoever underneath. So always use the other scissors. There we go. Hello again everyone. So finally managed to turn it right way around, but I did have to pick all of the sides and the ear before I could actually get it to lie flat. I think what had happened is it was that bulky going around that it couldn't detangle. So if I was to do it again, it'd end up coming round here and not down there for the final stitch out. So what I'm going to do is hand stitch the gap again, fill it and stuff it. So hopefully I'll get through that today. If not, you might have a little video tomorrow, but I am back at work. So let's get on with it. Welcome back everyone. So how did it turn out? So finally managed to de-thread it and stitch it back up again. It is stuffed, which I have to admit doing it that way was a lot easier than the cotton buds from before. What do I think of it? I think it's a lot better than what I had before. It was a lot easier, it's not as much with the harsh lines. What I would change, the stitch colour definitely. So I would do it probably more towards the colour of it. Because when it comes to down here, that's a bit harsh. I'd definitely continue the satin stitch down here. Or at least round there, because that does look like a very rough edge. And I've got bits poking out there, which not really much fault of my own, it's just where it pulled. A little bit of there, which bit of stitching, that won't be an issue. Other things that I've changed, I try and work out how to be able to, I won't say hand stitch it, but stitch it so it was easier to get together. But I have to admit, it's a lot better than last time, and even managed to get the edge to go pretty much seamlessly around. So yeah, this is the last part of today's video at least. I've managed to do, what have I managed to do? My little teddy at one point. My friend's Cthulhu t-shirts. Don't even think I've told you about them really. Anyway, I digress. So thank you so much for watching to end. If you could like, subscribe, comment, that would be absolutely brilliant. If you do want to comment or has watched this, just put a little dog in the comments, and at least then I know you'd watch till the end. And I will see you next week. Bye.